And hey there, it's me Mudlink, and welcome to an actual fucking video for once, not just a stream. It's been a good while. So, welcome to 2025. New year, kind of new me, I guess. So, you guys have definitely been noticing a lack of just normal videos in general. It's just been, the stream every now and then. Well, every week, yeah, but still. And that's kind of by design because it took me a long time to figure out what to really do next with the channel. I've had ideas. Wasn't sure how they'd pan out, but I'm finally decided, certain things I've been planning for a good while I'm gonna start working on and delivering, So first and foremost, I made a promise in one of my other videos, in the Tales of Control videos, where the review would be coming out in 2024, and obviously part one of the review has not come out yet. A lot of things have gotten in the way of that, mostly personal stuff, so I'm not gonna get into the details, but you'll see the part one of the review eventually. When? I'm not gonna give an exact date or a time frame. Maybe this year, maybe not. God willing, And speaking of series that I've been working on, the Steelman, it's gonna continue, don't worry. Now, when it came to streaming, I've been having a lot of issues, and it was most apparent with when I did Rebellion Saga. Now, I figured out why it was happening there. It was because on OBS you have a whole bunch of sources you can have for, each different application. I use it for each and every game. And when recording, there's no issue. Like, if they're on, because unless you have the source open itself, or it's an image, which I usually don't keep on, then it's not going to be on in the video, you're not going to see it. But when it comes to streaming, it actually does take up resources. So you turn them off when you're streaming. It's not a problem when I do I have two different scenes I use. I have the normal scene for recording and for when I'm recording with friends. Since I'll have to do the audio a bit different because I'm doing it through Discord. So keep that in mind if you're ever streaming from OBS, that if you have other sources in your scene, keep them closed. Especially I was playing a GBA game, you can run and stream that stuff off of Potato. So that was the reason that was happening. And it does mean, when it comes to streaming Three Houses, it still isn't too great with it. I did try it, and it still was issues. So when it comes to, Three Houses and, eventually Engage, it's not going to be, the best quality for it. But at the same time, it's going to be a bit more manageable now. At the very least, I shouldn't be crashing as much as I do. And speaking of streaming, depending on if I was able to fix the issue or not, I was actually going to take a break from streaming and do this series as a recorded series, but because I can actually properly stream, I'm actually going to be doing the series as a live series. So as you saw with Pokemon Unbound, it's been on the back burner, and I officially put it as a hiatus. Not like Prismatic Moon, where I'm most likely never going to come back to it. Trust me, there will be a day where I'll come back to Unbound. It's just, I got skill checked. There's no other way around it. I got skill checked hard. So I'd say playing other games with the hardcore Nuzlocke rule set as practice before playing that is gonna be essential. So what's the next hardcore Nuzlocke I'm gonna be doing? The Pokemon Insurgence hard mode hardcore Nuzlocke will begin on Saturday, hopefully. Depending on if my co-host will be able to come. And yes, I do have a co-host, which is Ness. Because people that watch his YouTube channel, they wanted him to play Insurgence. He was having difficulties getting it set up properly for a layout and all that. So I decided, hey, you know what? If I'm gonna play Insurgence on my channel, and I'm gonna have him join in for it. Just kill two birds with one stone like that. And hey, Insurgence is a fun game. It's definitely gonna take a while when I start losing attempts, but yeah, it's still a fun game. It still holds up decently well. Although I'm not too sure about it when it comes to the vanilla version, because I haven't played vanilla Insurgence in forever. Last time I played it was a randomized Nuzlocke, and I had a lot of fun with that. I remember having so much fun with it, especially surprisingly one of my best Pokemon being an Avalugg. Not the Delta one, just the normal one. Hey, Insurgence, there's a whole bunch of cool stuff that they have that is, stuff that stuck with their game, and there's stuff that even the Pokemon Company eventually did with some of their with their later games. They had the Delta Pokemon, and then regional variants and the Alola games. So yeah, that's how old Insurgence is. Just to give you that viewpoint. It's that fucking old. Yeah, that's gonna be starting on Saturday. And when it comes to those live stream series with Ness, of course, I'm gonna have to do a back and forth. So it's gonna be Insurgence, Steelman, Insurgence, Steelman. Might be some variations depending on if my feelings on how of continuing stuff, because I mean, it's either, you know, I get stuck in 3 Houses Hell, which is not fun. Genealogy Hell was not fun, and 3 Houses Hell is also not going to be too much fun. And of course, Insurgence, if we're playing it, sometimes it can be a bit slow. That's the only problem with it. That even when you're speeding up, it's slow, because RPG Maker is, you know, a different kind of beast. But yeah, it's going to be starting Saturday, and I actually have, well, 3 more series to talk about. First, before I start with the 2 new series that you're going to see videos of soon enough, I have to talk about the 25th Let's Play. So I've been sitting and stewing and, you know, planning out a lot of things, figuring out exactly how I'm going to tackle it, and I'm going to tell you right now, I still am not going to be announcing what it is yet. But I do have it figured out. I do have a structure I plan on doing for it, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be long as fuck. Which is also why I've kind of been, you know, stewing a bit, because, yeah, it's a bit of, you know, it's a bit of procrastination, I know. Sometimes that's just how I am, sorry to say. But hey, you know, expect it soon enough. I'm going to start recording it soon enough. And speaking of the things I'm going to be starting to record soon enough, I have 2 new series that involve people that have been on this channel. So the first one is something you probably never expected to have happen on the channel. So the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Shadowlocke. So you're probably wondering to yourself, what the fuck is a Shadowlocke if you're not too big on Yu-Gi-Oh! So a Shadowlocke, of course, think of it like a Nuzlocke, except it's 2 people going against each other. There's a certain amount of decks that are going to be used, character decks are going to be used against each other, and whoever, you know, knocks out all the players', you know, decks, whatever, they win by the end. It's a series that was made by Rhymestyle. I'll link in the description two of the Shadowlocks he's done. He's done one for the Battle City arc, and he's done one just kind of just the best, like, you know, decks based on the best eras of Yu-Gi-Oh! I plan on doing it for GX, which is something that people have been asking them for to do, and I decided, hey, you know what, I can try it out. I'm going to be doing that with Daniel, since he's a big Yu-Gi-Oh! Guy. It's going to take a lot of planning when it comes to this. I already have all the characters that are going to be involved with it. There's going to be 20 in all, but when it comes to a release date for the first video, I'm not going to give that quite yet. There's going to be a introduction video that's going to be setting all the rules, explaining all the characters that are going to be involved in it with Daniel. And well, as you can imagine, it's gonna be a long series. It's gonna take a lot of effort to do. And you know, it's something I was very interested in, since I really like the videos that Rhymestyle did, and I decided, you know, hey, this is something I can still do involving Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, because as much as I did love Yu-Gi-Oh!, it's really only the older days. Like, I'd say, yeah, like, I know a bit about like Zaxxol and a bit onwards, but like 5Ds is where I stop. Like Synchro Summons is about the best I know. Like XYZ Summons, I know a bit, but like Link Summons, Pendulum Summons, fucking forget it. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. The introduction video, whenever that happens. It's gonna take a bit of time, you know, with scheduling and all that. And speaking of things that can take a bit of time with scheduling, I'm bringing back a series that I had a long time ago on this channel, and I feel like I can make it so much better now than I did back then, because oh boy, there were some issues with it back then. But hey, you know what? I'm happy to finally be bringing back Deathmatch with Michael. Now, even though Michael completely stopped uploading YouTube videos, he actually did want Deathmatch to come back, and I decided, like, it was a long while ago we talked about it, and you know, back and forth, kind of like procrastinating about when to do it. But now it's like, okay, we can start planning it out, bring it back. Now for the game, we have some ideas. I'm thinking it's either gonna be a 3DS game or maybe even a fan game, but most likely it's gonna be a 3DS game. So, you know, not much to choose from. So, of course, be on lookout for that. I'll be having an announcement video for that specifically, as like kind of like an introduction to it, because I mean, it is something I used to have on the channel. It wasn't for very long. Really only like one series and 4 episodes of fucking Ruby and Sapphire, because I got completely fucked. And of course, with bringing back Deathmatch, I can try with other people and other games instead of just Pokemon. But I mean, you know, it's something that's easy to think of when it comes to doing like something against someone else. There's other things I'm thinking of too, though. There's something stewing in my head, something to bring in for that series. Of course, you gotta be on the lookout for that. So in any case, that's all the announcements. Hope you guys had a good year and a good year last year, and you know, hopefully this year goes well for everyone. Hopefully it also goes well for me for this channel, because I want to start picking back up normal uploads. But you know, sometimes that can be difficult. But rest assured, you're still gonna see me streaming on Saturday, and you're gonna still see me stream, and I'll be working on the videos in the background that you'll be eventually seeing. So, see you guys on Saturday. Take care.